It's a rainy evening outside, so we decided to retreat to the garage and do some actual building. This will be kind of the first build video in this new space, and we're pretty excited. What we're going to do today is try and fit these bucket seats. We have bought the floor mounts, we bought some sliders, and maybe some of you will frown upon sliders because they are not what is supposed to go in a race car. You're supposed to hard mount your seat or whatever, but Arne and I differ quite a bit in height, and we both want to be driving this car, being passengers in this car. We're probably going to take a lot of friends out in this car, so we need something to put the seat forward or backwards. So yeah, sliders are pretty much a must with this build. So we decided to buy some. Now, I've already kind of test fitted these floor mounts, and as you can see, we've test fitted the frame in here right now. We have a stud poking through here, which is good. We have another stud poking through on the right side, which is also good. You can see here that the hole will line up if we move it around maybe a little bit, and then we can put a bolt in there. But on the other side, on the left rear side, you can see that the holes don't really line up, and that we will need to enlarge the hole of the floor mount. This was a grave success so far. The hole is, as you can see, it's beginning to look more like an oval, which is what we want. So yeah, grave success. Our first part of machining is a success. Let's go and test it. We don't think it's going to fit right now, but we can try. We can try. To you the honor, sir.
Let's hope for the best.
Let's grab some light.
Vul moet dat ook niet meer, hè?
I think it doesn't need a lot.
Let's try with the bolts.
It might actually work. We just completed a test fit. It wasn't perfect, it worked, but only for like the first few millimeters of the bolt. So if we would have gone through, we would have damaged the bolt, which is obviously not what we want. So we're gonna make the hole a little bit wider, and then we're gonna try again. Arne is master machinist. He machines master.
Looks good.
Looks good. Let's try again. It still wasn't perfect, so we're gonna fiddle around with this a bit more, and then I'll get back to you when it actually fits. Okay, great success, the frame fits, and now it's just a case of basically building the entire seat assembly up here on the ground, and then putting everything into the car, and then bolting it down to the car floor. We're halfway through with the seat build-up out of the car. We're about to put the actual seat on the slider, and we just mounted the sliders to the floor mount. This was a little bit of a hassle, because in the floor mount set nor the slider set we didn't have any hardware to put the both of them together. We did get hardware with the sliders to put the seat on the sliders, or the sliders on the seat, whatever, but we didn't get any hardware to put the sliders and the floor mount together. So we had to go and basically go through all the rubbish that I assembled throughout the years in my grandfather's garage. We had to drive all the way there and look through all of that stuff, but we managed to find some hardware with which we can fit the two together. We want to change this at some point with new stuff, because this is old rubbish, so it's not really the best to put in a kind of race car. We're gonna change that at some point, but it works for now. Now, the second moment supreme of the evening. We're slowly going into the night, but whatever. Let's try and mount this onto the seat and see if our way of working here actually works. It should do, but it's always a bit exciting. great success. The perks of a stripped car are that I now can test this for the first time. This is cozy. Close the door. Oh yeah, this is cozy. This is nice. I'm loving this, dude. Imagine 2 seats next to each other, but that's the sliders. Yeah, works perfectly fine. So it's a pretty wide seat in general. Maybe you saw as well on the back here it says Sprint L. That's basically Sprint Large. That's because I'm a pretty big dude and you can see my shoulders like barely fit in this seat as well. For Arne this seat will probably be a little bit too big, but anyway. It fits nicely. The side here comes a little bit against the B-pillar, but yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can put like, if we want our feet to be more sturdy, we can put something in the footwell, like you often have with the rally cars, where we can rest them against. But yeah, even if you want to, you can go forward. So that's nice. And it actually feels very sturdy. Obviously this isn't bolted down right now, but it actually feels very sturdy and very nice. So yeah, quality parts. And we didn't really have to do a lot of adjustments, just make that one hole a little bit bigger with the Dremel tool, which went extremely smoothly. And that's it. So let's bolt this puppy down and then do the other one. You won't have noticed anything, but it is actually 2 weeks later, even though we said in like 2 weeks ago that we tried to prepare this video as well as possible by test fitting everything. We didn't have all the hardware that we needed. So we got all the hardware that we needed and the seats are now fully together and ready to go into the car. As I said before, we fully filmed fitting the passenger seat and everything, and that one was actually in the car, but because we didn't have the right hardware, we took it out again, took it apart, and we fitted the correct hardware, good quality hardware. So yeah, both of them are now together and they're ready to go into the car. I still think the contrast between the white car, white interior and red seats is amazing. Sparco steering wheel with the BMW logo in the middle, amazing. And the spacer that's on there, pretty amazing, gives the car a very cool race car vibe. So yeah, let's do a test drive when the seats are fully fitted. We really want to feel what the car feels like when we're driving with these bucket seats. This is amazing. I'm very happy. Also, let me know what you think. Do you think that red bucket seats in this car was the right choice? Do you think it's ugly? Do you think it's nice? Do you think it's cool? Should we have gone with blue bucket seats? That's another very cool option. Obviously, it's also a bit of a case of what is available in the area and stuff. But yeah, I think red is pretty cool. I don't know about you guys, but this is a pretty damn good view. So both seats are in, and I think it's high time for a little test drive, because we've been dying to test this car this way. And I mean, the seating position is absolutely perfect. Both of us agree that having the steering wheel so close to you really helps with using both your arms entirely to keep your hands on the same place on the steering wheel, which is what you want when you're driving on a track. You don't really want to get your hands off of the steering wheel in any case or at any time. So you want to keep your hands on the steering wheel, and having it close to you allows you to use your entire arm length to really do that. So yeah, with this long spacer, it's perfect. And with the bucket seats were really snug in the car, so that's perfect as well. One thing which we did notice is that the bucket seats and the seat mounts, they move the seating position a bit to the left, to the outside of the car. So the steering wheel is not really in front anymore of us. But yeah, it's only like a few millimeters or like a centimeter maybe. So it's not too much, but it is a little bit noticeable. But let's go for a test drive. We're just driving around a bit, testing the car. One of the things that we immediately notice is that you feel everything in these seats. Every bump, everything is very noticeable, which is nice, obviously. Another thing is that while the stock seat belts are required and they work pretty well in a crash, we do actually notice that they don't really push you into the seat, and in corners we're still really like moving around a bit. So I think a very important step for when we're taking this car on the track is to fit harness seat belts so that we are really snug in our seat, that we're pressed into the seat, and that those can really keep us in the seat as well. You know, Arden and me, we've done a lot of shit together. Some of it was, well, different than the other, but this is definitely one of the best projects that we've ever undertaken. And yeah, it's just one of the coolest things we've ever done. And taking this car to the Nürburgring, hopefully in 2025, will just be the climax of it all. Of everything that we've built over the past few years, over the past 10 years or something with this channel and everything else. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to enjoy what you've built, literally and physically. Literally and what's the other? Letterlijk and figuratively. Yep, just like that. Well, there you have it. That's how to mount 2 bucket seats in an E36. First thoughts, absolutely fantastic upgrade. We love it to bits. I think as a kid, you always love cars with bucket seats as well, just because of the race car vibe that they give. And in this case, having a car with bucket seats, it's just one of the coolest feelings ever. So yeah, I would recommend. The next step that we're going to try and do is fit 4-point harnesses to the car. We still have the rear spoiler to mount as well, but yeah, that's a different story because we tried painting and everything, but I really don't like the results. We're going to redo everything on that. So we have quite a bit of work on a spoiler left. And obviously the transmission swap is coming up as well. So we're trying to make some progress this winter and keep you guys up to date. So thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you know anyone who would like this kind of video, who would like to follow this type of build, then let them know, let them subscribe. If you're new here, consider subscribing as well. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.